An authentic butter chicken is cooked without onions but with very specific spices cooked in a very subtle way. Welcome to Wonder Lemons, I'm Lucia. Making the authentic butter chicken starts with 2 stages of marination. In the first stage, you marinate the chicken in turmeric, Kashmiri chili powder, salt, and lemon juice. Mix these. You can taste the mix and see if you need more salt. Later in this video, I will be sharing with you on why I'm using skinless chicken thighs with bones. For absorption of the marinade into the chicken, you can draw these cuts on the chicken thighs with a sharp knife. Now, for about 30 minutes, this is gonna sit in the fridge. Next, we start to prepare the second marinade, for which we need the ginger garlic paste. The ginger garlic paste is a key ingredient in many Indian dishes, so we usually make it in bulk and store it up for up to a week in the refrigerator. Blend together a handful of skinned ginger, a handful of skinned garlic, and a bit of water to form a thick paste. You can add salt too, it will stay longer. It's now past 30 minutes. I'm getting the chicken out of the fridge for its second marinade. For the second marinade, into half a cup of yogurt, you must add 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder, some salt, a tablespoon of freshly prepared ginger garlic paste. Mix it all well. I like to affirm the salt levels and flavors at every stage, so I taste what I'm doing and I recommend you do the same. Rub this marinade well into the chicken. Most Indian curries are made with the dark meat of the chicken, that is the thighs and the legs. Dark meat absorbs flavors much better compared to the white meat. And to get the best of flavors, in most of our curries, we use the dark meat with bones. So if you want the best authentic butter chicken, I recommend you using the dark meat with bones. Here I'm using chicken thighs with bones, 5 of them. And if you use the right spices in the right way, there is no need to use artificial coloring. The bright, beautiful red color in Indian curries come from the Kashmiri chili powder, and the more you cook them, the color just enhances. Let the second marination now rest for at least 2 hours in the refrigerator. After 2 hours, the chicken goes into a preheated oven of 425 for about 45 minutes. Traditionally, the chicken is skewered and cooked in a tandoor, which is a clay oven. If you don't have skewers, it's perfectly fine. The chicken can be placed on a rack or just cook them on a pan. Stage 3, let's do the gravy. One of the boss ingredients in the butter chicken gravy is tomatoes. For 5 chicken thighs, I have taken 5 medium-sized tomatoes. Roughly chop them. Puree them well. Next, we roast the spices. Into a hot pan, I'm adding cinnamon sticks, about 2 large pieces. Break them up for the best of flavor. 4 to 5 cloves, 4 to 5 cardamom pods. Roast them on medium heat for about 2 minutes. Pour in that tomato puree. If you are a beginner, I highly recommend you to turn off the stove while pouring the puree, or roast the spices on a separate pan and add them into the tomato puree. Add in 1.5 tablespoons of Kashmiri chili powder. Wow, look at that color. Grate in some fresh ginger. If you like a bit of hotness in the butter chicken, you're welcome to add a mild pepper or an Indian green chili. Here I'm using a homegrown Fresna chili pepper. This is completely optional. As the gravy is cooking, you know you're on the right track when you start getting that earthy, rustic aroma. Add some salt. Our goal now is to make a reduction. You also see that the color is getting brighter and brighter. About 25 minutes into the chicken baking, turn the sides to have it done evenly. And it goes back into the oven and continues to cook. When the gravy has reduced to 3/4 its original size, take it off the flame and let it rest. And we're gonna strain it. Butter chicken is originally known as murg makhani. Murg in Hindi is chicken, and makhani comes from the word makhan, which means butter. The word makhani represents not just butter, but a creamy, velvety texture, which should be the texture of the gravy in the butter chicken. Strain out the maximum from this tomato and spices reduction. Don't leave the ones on the other side of the strainer. They are full of goodness. That's a lovely thick sauce we've got. Now to the final stage of the authentic butter chicken. The same pan back on the flame. Put a good amount of butter. Plus, I'm adding in a good amount of ghee, that is clarified butter. In an authentic Indian cuisine or Indian homes, ghee is used daily than butter. If you don't have ghee, you can double the butter quantity. It's butter chicken. Pour in your sauce into the pan. Look at that, mouth-watering. Add in some garam masala. I'm adding in some fenugreek seeds powder. Fenugreek seeds are very strong in flavor, so it's optional and to be added in very less quantity. Add some salt, stir it all well. Next, I'm adding in some store-bought organic tomato paste. You want to ensure that you're getting the tomato paste with no extra flavors, spices, or herbs in it. Just pure tomato paste. Lower the flame and keep stirring. Then comes the key ingredient in an authentic butter chicken, which is dried fenugreek leaves. However, due to COVID lockdown, dried fenugreek leaves were out of stock in our city. So, what I think is the closest substitute for dried fenugreek leaves in a butter chicken is the maple syrup. Now, this is exclusively for butter chicken. Due to all tomatoes and spices, the gravy is now highly acidic. You need to balance that by adding sweetness. Maple syrup has a similar earthy, rustic flavor like the dried fenugreek leaves, plus it is sweet. Thus, I'm adding a tablespoon of maple syrup and a tablespoon of honey. If you like a sweeter gravy, you can definitely add more honey. Stir and let that simmer. Let me show you how you know when an Indian gravy is ready and perfect. As it simmers, wait to see the oil separate and come on top. Not just that it brings out its beautiful color, but also brings out the finest of its taste. The gravy is absolutely smooth and velvety. Get the chicken out of the oven. Look at these. That is exactly what it would look like when it comes out of the tandoor oven. I'm cutting them into smaller portions. Just before adding the chicken, add some good amount of fresh cream. Yummy, yum. At this point, you should taste the gravy and see if you need more salt or more cream or more sweetness. Look at this gravy, so velvety. Let the cooked chicken go into the gravy. Turn on the flame to low. Cook for 1 or 2 minutes more. Let the oil separate further and come up. If you want it to be spicier, sprinkle a pinch of cayenne or red chili powder. An authentic butter chicken is a unique and perfect, rich blend of earthy, rustic, creamy, sweet flavored, and splendid in color, which according to history was accidentally put together by a chef in a restaurant in the capital of India in 1947, the same year India got its independence from the British. As a lover of good foods, I can proudly say butter chicken is one of the finest gifts by India to the world. 73 years later, butter chicken continues to evolve and it still stands among people's top favorite foods of all time. Butter chicken tastes best with butter naan or simply a bowl of basmati rice. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Until then, eat healthy and stay joyful. Wow, this is so good.
This is butter chicken. This is butter chicken. So good.